Very nice. So we're expecting 2 people. We're still challenged with getting more village businesses to participate in our chats, Joe. And I think, we have a lot of great activities planned within the river towns over the next last quarter. I'm going to shoot them over to you in a much more, or who's handling the newsletter? Is it you now with?
So I have a new assistant, Dennis, who started in August.
Okay.
If you send it to me, I'll forward it to him and copy you on it, so you'll have his info.
Perfect. Yeah, we have a number of events that maybe Ardsley businesses want to participate.
Yep, and then once you have his info, feel free to send it to him moving forward.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, feel free to send it to me too. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but he's on the newsletter.
No, who was the gentleman that Charles? Right, he left, and then I was at a loss as to who to continue to contact with some of our events. But usually fourth quarter, right, Dina, is pretty chock full of activities for the business.
It is. I mean, I know most of them by heart. I was actually looking through Slack to find the sheet that Regina shared with us, and I'm just Slack drives me crazy.
I have it in front of me.
Okay, so you can thanks Connie, because I know what's coming up, and starting with our first general membership meeting tomorrow at Hudson Social, which looks like it's more than we're over capacity or very close to it, if not there. So I'm excited to see everybody there. We have a new president to announce and a new secretary will be announced. So that's exciting. We have a full executive board up and go because we had a couple of months there during the summer we were lacking. So really happy to have that all in place. And we have the golf outing. That's the big deal, October 11th. That's the inaugural golf tournament that the chamber is sponsoring, and we're working on that. We have the Taste Local event coming up, which was such a success last year, so we're doing that this year. We're doing the holiday trolley, and we're going to do a Halloween trolley and a couple of other events like another women's social, which is always, we do about 3 of those a year, and that's going to be held at Falina in Irvington this year, trying to get to all the villages, everyone participating as much as possible. Did I miss anything, Connie?
A shop local is November, December.
Yeah, and shop local. We're working on that. I'm getting that updated. We did that last year. It just needs to be updated with the dates and the locations, and we shoot that out and promote it very heavily all throughout that period of time.
Is the trolley going to go through Ardsley this year, or where? I remember last year it didn't work out, but
it didn't work out. And when we spoke with when we presented, when Michelle and I came and we presented to all the villages, and it was determined that because of the lack of we didn't have participation, it would make sense for you all to pay for a trolley that would not make it.
Does that look like the case this year as well, or too early to say?
It's for the Taste Local. It's definitely going to be just the other 3 villages for now. So
and what about the holiday trolley for December? Right, that's what you're referring to.
Let me check with Michelle on that. I'm not 100% on that, so I don't want to misspeak. But my understanding is that the trolleys are going to be running through the other 3 villages, and we're trying to figure how to involve Ardsley somehow with obviously the shop local event is separate, but that's I really don't know. I don't want to misspeak. I know for the Taste Local, definitely not. We just didn't have enough restaurants. That was the issue that would be participating to make it worth for the village to help with the cost of that.
Well, we'll see if maybe if we start announcing it in the village newsletter, maybe we'll get more participation that way. What do you think, Joe? If we just highlight the event happening, call for details or something to that effect.
Yeah, we can try that. If you want to send it to me, we'll do our best.
Okay. I like the newsletter. Have you been working on it lately? No,
my assistant, he took it over, and I said, take some artistic freedom. When Charles left in April, I took it over, but it was kind of
blah.
secondary to my my day job. But I said when Dennis came on to kind of play with it and make it your own, and he's done a good job.
He has. I've noticed it, and it's that definitely has more items noted on there. You know, and all
Yeah,
different.
we try to find things that'll appeal to everybody.
That's great. That's great. Well, it looks like we're not getting again participation.
No shocker.
Lead a horse to water, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we had 2 people sign up. I guess I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Did
But,
we have any
so-
more members join in Ardsley? Do we know? Like from last, from before summer, has any new members joined the chamber?
From Ardsley, hang on a sec, Heather. I will let you know. I can get, but you just give me a minute.
Okay. I'm just,
Fine.
yeah.
So maybe we'll do a little welcome to them and tell them about our next village chat and other events. Joe, what happened at the meeting last night?
Hold on one sec.
Mhm.
Sorry about that.
No,
So-
no, I'm afraid. Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to speak over you.
No, I apologize. I had to respond to something. So the board voted last night. We did a local law change to allow in the Bridge Street lot and the Village Green lot, all spaces are either permit or metered. So as opposed to having some designated as permit and some designated as metered, which is right now, or in Bridge Street, it's only permit. This now gives maximum flexibility that it's basically at times of the day when you need more permanent spaces, like maybe early morning or midweek, where it's mostly employees, that'll provide those spaces. And then, later evening and weekend when people are going to restaurants and there's need for more metered spaces, then there's more opportunities there. Also, the board voted to suspend all meter fees for the month of October on a trial basis to see how that impacts parking. We had a lengthy discussion at the work session last week. So I think that that's going to be a good litmus test for businesses to see if that helps promote economic activity. Because that was kind of the goal behind it, was to help the businesses in the downtown and give one less thing for people to, I don't want to say have to worry about, but.
Or feel as a deterrent.
Yeah, maybe, but the real issue with downtown parking in general is managing the turnover, and that's done best through enforcement of the time limit. So we're going to try to hit harder on that and see how that goes.
In December, don't we also waive the meters, or am I mistaken? I thought
Historically that may have been the case. Since I've been here, they haven't. But depending on how it goes in October, the board will reevaluate, and that's certainly something they'll consider, I would think.
I think some of the other river towns do it for the month
I
of
know Hastings
December.
does, because I was there for a while. I don't know if Dobbs does it. Mount Kisco, when I was there, they did it in the lots, but on street was still metered. So everyone kind of has their own way of doing it.
But I would think that also helps, right?
Yeah, like I said, the board is going to do it on a trial basis for the month of October.
Nice.
And we'll see how that goes.
And you would consider expanding it through the holiday season? Is that the idea, Joe?
Well, like I said, I can't speak for the board, but I think they want to see how October goes, and then they'll reevaluate.
Okay.
Well, so how will you know if it's effective? Are you going to contact the
So
businesses?
we have a PEO on site who does enforcement and he'll see if
PEO.
it's
What's a PEO?
I'm sorry, parking enforcement officer.
Thank you.
And he's has a real good feel for what's going on downtown as far as parking. So if he sees it's being abused by, tenants or employees, things like that, that's not our intention. That's actually worse for the businesses.
Right.
Because those are spaces that should be occupied by customers. And that's really the concern here, is we don't want it to be abused.
Right.
So that's kind of what we're going to be monitoring over the next month or so.
I think it may be a good idea to talk to the restaurants too, to see if they see an uptick because of the parking situation, maybe a dual outreach from the PEO as well as the businesses that are in those areas. Yeah,
and our community policing division does a good job of keeping in touch with the downtown businesses. So we'll solicit their input and reflection on the program as well.
Okay.
Because I think that'll be important for the board to know as they make their, future decisions.
Okay, that's good.
There wouldn't be any way to have the non-meter, free parking, but for a limited time. Like you can't stay there for more than 2 hours, let's say. That would be too difficult to try and.
No, that's what the law is now. Actually, it's a 2-hour limit. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So
then maybe
people-
the residents who live in those areas, if that's the law, then they certainly can't park it, abuse it, right?
Right. So, but that's why we also expanded the permit parking. So they can, for a very reasonable fee, pay an annual permit and never have to worry about duration or anything.
Right. I mean, Tarrytown does that. That's how they have overnight parking. I didn't
As it
realize
should
we
be,
didn't
again.
have that.
As it should be. The 2-hour metered spaces are designed for 2-hour use.
Okay.
But that, I think that, I mean, that like I said, the intention of this initiative is really to help stimulate economic activity downtown, and we're going to monitor it and hope it works.
Great. Well, Heather, what do you think? I think we've had.
I don't know that I never really knew Ardsley had a parking problem. I have no problem parking whenever I go down there. So it's news to me. And where my business is, we have a shopping parking lot. So it's not an issue there either. I mean, I guess like in the main drag, there's not a lot of parking spots, but there's also not a lot of places to go. Like the places like the CVS and things like that, or is it CVS or Rite Aid? I can't remember.
CVS is downtown.
Yeah.
CVS.
Like those have parking lots. So
yeah.
In my opinion, I've never had difficulty.
Yeah, I've never had a problem parking either, but again, I usually go to places that have a lot. It's never been
Like when I think of villages with parking issues, it's like Scarsdale and Bronxville. Like those villages have a lot of like just congestion and like not a lot of availability, and you're like driving around looking. I've never felt that way about Ardsley. But
I think Dobbs has more of an issue than Hastings. I'm thinking of the rest of the river towns, or at least they say they do. I mean, I guess it can get kind of congested on Cedar, but Hastings is easy. We've never had a problem here.
Hastings has the downtown lot, which helps a lot.
Helps a lot, definitely. And then there's that little lot across the street from the post office that helps those businesses right there.
Yeah. And then there's the one behind Sakura too.
That's right.
So they have actually a lot downtown. They have a lot of parking in their downtown district. And then they got the train station right there too for even overflow on that.
Another, I think behind Sakura, they're also, I think they have 2 electric vehicle charging stations as well.
They do.
I believe they have 2, and I think they're talking about getting more in.
Does Ardsley have any?
I was just thinking, do they?
Not yet. Not yet. We submitted a grant for rehabilitation for Adamant Square.
Mhm.
As part of that design, it includes for a fast charging station, like the level 4, whatever the top one is that they make,
Mhm.
The superchargers.
the supercharge. It's like
Yeah.
$100,000 or something.
Yeah.
But it could charge an EV in like 20 minutes or something,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
ridiculous. So we think that could maybe be another draw.
Yeah.
We're
They
trying-
have them in the Rivertown Square.
They have the fast charge ones at Rivertown Square.
Yeah, in the mom's like market parking lot.
Right, they
Oh,
have
the
this.
one in the down below there in that.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have a couple there, and I think they have the Tesla specific to Tesla as well.
Yes, they have the Tesla superchargers. Yeah.
So that's not too far, but yeah, it'd be nice when if you're going shopping, you can, for those folks who have those cars, they can just park it, let it charge while they walk around.
How do people find out about them? I don't have an EV car. I mean, can you Google it for
think
location?
If you have a Tesla, there's like a whole
There's an app.
I think there's
yeah,
apps
on the
that
app
people
in
use
the
it.
car, it tells you where they are.
Yeah,
I'm
with
sure
a
the other
Tesla
cars are similar.
probably work the same. Well, some of them, Tesla works seamlessly with the app because everything is on your phone. Like you turn the car on with your phone, you drive it with your phone,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
then it'll pop up and show you where the chargers are.
Okay.
My brother-in-law has a VW, and he has to do more of a manual search.
Mhm.
But again, like Heather says, every car is different, every make is different. And Tesla is like at this point taking over everything.
Oh, yeah, it has
They're
enough.
cutting with all the manufacturers. Now I think Ford and some others, they're also going to be permitted to use the Teslas. So pretty much everything's going to be Tesla. That's what I think.
Earthy.
More money for Elon.
Well, Dina, I think maybe we can call our meeting.
Yeah, I mean that's good. And Joe, I will definitely get back to you. I'm sorry I didn't have an answer to the question. The holiday trolley. is
Yeah,
something-
it's just a matter of if it's something we gotta we'll work with you on. If if there's a desire for it and there's enough
Participation.
participation, we'll we'll pitch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too bad that there's not enough restaurants that want to get involved in the tasting.
I know. I was hoping from last year's results that we would be able to get more participation,
Yeah.
but
How many would you need? I mean, not to, but how many would you need to make it viable, would you say?
well, it's like we're getting help from the Irvington and Hastings and Dobbs are helping with the cost of the trolley. The chamber kicks in the rest of it. In order to include Ardsley, this is the trouble that we had last year. In order to include Ardsley, we drove it and realized that we would need 2 trolleys. So that doubles the cost, and in order for
Right. It doesn't scale the same way.
exactly. So for Ardsley to participate, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for you guys to put in the same amount of, funding and help and for us to try and support the 2 businesses with whatever funding we can come up with as the chamber, whereas we have 25 or 11 whatever restaurants we have, and they're participating. So it gets complicated and expensive because the trolley money is just, I think we paid $12.50 3 years ago, $1,500 last year. Now it's $2,200 per trolley.
Oh,
Oh, my gosh.
I got in the wrong business.
Mhm.
And we pushed back on this, and I was calling around. There was New York City trolley who were trying to get, they were a little bit better on price, but we got nervous with them because they weren't communicating very quickly. And I was afraid that if we go with another company that we haven't tested, something goes wrong day out, something always goes wrong. Like last year, the Taste Local, in the middle of the whole production, the trolley broke down. They had to send us a party bus. Michelle and I were out there changing sign. Things will go wrong, so you at least go with the known entity. So you have some confidence that if something does go wrong, they'll show up. So we decided to just go with them. But they're like, oh, gas prices have come down, but that doesn't make a difference to us. The the trolley's still more expensive.
Inflation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But they're kind of like, we're a captive audience. There are not a lot of choices out there, so we kind of have to either do it. People like it, they want to see it happen, so we push forward. But I will definitely dig into all the details and see what we find out, Joe, and I'll get back to y'all.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, all right,
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
bye.
Thank you very
you.
much.
Yeah, good seeing
Thanks,
everybody.
Joe.
Take
Bye.
care.